Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who all learn this truth from who do well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. And to you I say shalom. Coming to you back with another lesson through the Spirit, and I'm entitled this one: The Lord is going to repay our enemies. Because we know that ultimately the battle, the war that we fight is not carnal. Like it says, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but spiritual. Ultimately, we're fighting a spiritual battle, a spiritual war against principalities and high positions. And ultimately, we know that it's not a carnal fight like these other camps like to push, that somehow they're gonna take arms against Esau, Edom, which is a self-proclaimed white man, and try to fight them carnally, which ultimately the Lord told us to wait upon him, because he's the one that is going to repay Esau, Edom, that's going to bring that judgment. He's the one that's going to repay these wicked 2/3 Israelites for all the offenses that they've caused to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that they've caused to the men of the Lord, to the believers, the helps. So they got to be held accountable in due time, because the mindset of these heathens, these Edomites, and these 2/3 that are scoffing and mocking, their mindset is, oh man, I'm gonna just continue to talk shit for the rest of my life. Esau, Edom is just gonna continue to do wickedness, iniquity, devise all these wicked, abominable plans, and then he's gonna get away. But that's not the case, because the Lord is just fattening these people's hearts. So once he drops that tab of iniquity on them, it's gonna hit them. It's gonna hit them hard. So this is Romans chapter 12 and verse 17, and it reads, "Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men." It says, verse 18, "If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peacefully with all men." And that's including these Edomites, these heathen nations that ultimately have a deep hatred against the Israelites, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but even to wicked 2/3 Jake in the world that doesn't know the truth, that doesn't know that they're Israelite, that are ultimately in a world completely blinded by this world, drunken off the Babylonian wine. Yeah, they're bugged out, but that don't mean you're just gonna curse him out and tell your Edomite boss that he's going into slavery, because then that's gonna lead to losing your job. It's gonna lead you to get thrown into prison when it could have been avoided. Especially a great example is when Jake gets pulled over by the cops. What does he do? He starts arguing with them. He's claiming that he has all these rights, when the scripture says agree with thine adversary quickly, because ultimately that's using that wisdom that could lead to a lot of problems being avoided. Because that's a lot of reason too why Jake, they get blasted away when they get pulled over by the cops, because they don't even know that Esau, Edom is their enemy. So in their mindset, they think, oh yeah, I'm gonna get one up on a white man when this is his kingdom, this is his blessing, is the sword. It says, verse 19, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai." Yeah, and a great example is Yahushai. He didn't avenge himself when he got caught up with the wicked scribes and Pharisees, the high priests. He got put in prison, because of our own people, because they hated the message that he came with. And that's the same spirit that the 2/3 of our people are in. They don't like the message that the Bible really comes with, the testimony of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So what is Jake doing? The 2/3 talking shit, scoffing and mocking. And then what is these heathen nations doing? These elite banking families they're plotting all these wicked iniquities to try to do away with the nation of Israel. But they're not going to get away with it, because Yahweh Bashim Shai has his eyes upon all these wicked 2/3 and upon these heathens. So in their mindset, they think that, oh man, nobody's looking, nobody's batting an eye to what we're doing, all the wicked plans we're devising for the new world order, or these 2/3 that are just bugging out, crashing out, talking down on the men of the Lord, committing iniquity on top of iniquity and not holding themselves accountable. The Lord is going to repay all these people back. This is Matthew 18 and verse 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones, which believeth in me, which are the elect, the remnant, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So there you go. It's better for somebody to drown themselves in the ocean with a stone hanging around their necks, instead of offending one of the hopeful elect. And that's what majority of our people, the 2/3, are doing, constantly offending Yahweh Bashim Shai, offending his prophets, the believers, by their unbelief, vexation, because they're in a house of mirth. Then you have these heathens, these elites, the Noah, Yul Hararis, the Klaus Schwabs, that are openly speaking proudly against Yahweh Bashim Shai. That's offending the Lord as well. Offending, the prophets, the believers, because of all the plans that they have for the world. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and verse 11. And it reads, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of man is fully set in them to do evil. And this is why the 2/3 of our people act the way they act. This is why these heathens, Esau, Edom, act the way they act, because the Lord hasn't judged them yet. Because they've done all these atrocities, these elites, these Edomites, the transatlantic slave trade, the E to the P, Files Island, all the G and the side they did to the tribes, to the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom, and try to do away with the Native Americans. The Lord hasn't forgotten all that. And you have these 2/3 crashing out, bugging out in the spirit of Sodom and Gomorrah, because America is known as spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, spiritual Assyria. So our people are bugging the hell out, while here the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, has his angels all upon the earth, watching what all these wicked 2/3 and these heathens are doing. Because the Lord is going to repay him in due time. He's just letting them believe that all the BS that they're doing, that they're going to get away with it, but they're not. They got to pay up. And this is Psalms 94 and verse 1. And it reads, O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, to whom vengeance belongeth, O Most High, to whom vengeance belongeth, shew thyself. Verse 2, lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth, render a reward to the proud. And who are the proud? The 2/3 of our people that can't take rebuke, they can't take reproof. Whenever you correct them, you try to correct our people, the 2/3 of our people, they just wax worse and worse. Then you have these heathens that are waxing proud as all hell, believing that they're going to take the spot of Yahweh Bashim Shai. They're going to get the whole world RFID micro C hipped up. That he's going to have dominion of the thoughts of these people, control of the entire planet Earth for eternity. But that's not the case, because the Lord is going to repay Esau, Edom, and these 2/3 and these heathen nations. It says, verse 3, Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? It says, verse 4, how long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves? You got these elites talking about, man, We're going to be the Most High. We're going to be like the Most High, better than the Most High. We're going to merge man with robot. We're going to create our own human. Speaking proudly against Yahweh Bashim El Shai, claiming that they're going to get immortality through the left-hand means. And then you got the 2/3 of our people agreeing with these NWO plans, all with it, ready to take the MOTB because they love this world. They don't want to leave this world behind. So what is Yahweh Bashim El Shai going to do? He's going to judge the 2/3 of our people, these elites, these Edomites, these other heathen nations that are in one accord with this new world order, because the Lord is just letting them think that they're going to establish it, and then the 2/3 of our people are going to take the MOTB and enjoy the NWO, the universal basic income. But that's not the case, because the Lord is going to come in like a thief in the night, like it says in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 35. To me belonging vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. So there you go. Vengeance belongs to Yahweh Bashim El Shai. When the Lord sees fit to repay all of our enemies, these heathen nations, these Edomites, the 2/3 of our people, he's going to repay them. And the Lord is already visiting the earth. He just wiped tens of thousands of people at once over there in Venezuela. That was just the Lord clearing his throat, that he's about to really let the four winds of destruction let loose upon the planet Earth, when these people least expect it. This is Numbers 14 and verse 18. The Lord is long-suffering and of great mercy, forgiving iniquity and transgression, and by no means clearing the guilty, visiting the iniquity, or it says, of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation. So, the Lord's about to delete a lot of people, and it's going to seem harsh, because the Lord's going to take out, like it says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 9, or chapter 9, Salakia, where he's going to kill old men, children, young women, maids. The Lord is not going to discriminate who he's going to delete out of the planet Earth very soon, during Jacob's trouble, during martial law, during World War III. And along with that, it's going to be a lot of people who we thought, man, what did he do to deserve that? But ultimately, they were scoffing and mocking behind closed doors. Your boss at the job, your ex-woman, people that you knew in the world, talking about, oh man, you bugged out, talking about biblical prophecy and the MOTB, World War III. That seems foolish to the world, but very soon, when all these prophecies start to come to pass, he's going to repay all these 2/3, these heathens, the same way that they thought that it was never going to come to their doorstep. Jacob's trouble, spirits created for vengeance, the teeth of wild beasts. This is Luke 18 and verse 7. And shall not Yahweh Bashim El Shai avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? It says verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So the Lord is going to avenge his remnant, his elect, the 144,000 and 1/3, the innumerable number, those who are sighing and crying for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. Because only the elect are sighing and crying for the Lord to destroy this wicked and corrupted place and to be delivered up out of here. The rest of our people, they don't believe that. They don't believe that America is going to be destroyed. So they don't believe that they need saving, that they need deliverance. They don't believe that the earth needs a new rulership, a new management, that Esau, Edom needs to be brought down. So that's why the Lord is about to delete a lot of our people, a lot of these heathens. This is 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh Bashim El Shai to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, Verse 7, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when the Lord Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. So this is ultimately the one who's going to repay the 2/3 of our people. And these heathens is going to be Yahweh Shai. When he cracks the clouds, he's going to delete the people over there in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of Armageddon, to delete all those foreign troops. And then also to delete whatever wicked ass Israelites are over there. Like it says in the book of Revelation chapter 12, they're going to fight Yahweh Shai. Then also he's going to repay these wicked rogue Israelites that are still going to be here after the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and the deliverance of the elect. It says verse 8, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them, they know not Yahweh Bashim Shai, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So, majority of our people, they don't want to take heed to the warning of Yahweh Bashim Shai. They rather scoff and mock. They rather offend the prophets. They rather offend the Lord. So what is he about to do? He's about to jack up the 2/3 of our people that thought that they were going to get away with just being a demon their whole lives. And also these heathens, these Edomites that are they're the most proud, that somehow think that they're going to get away from captivity, that they're going to offset prophecy, that they're going to get away from being brought down from their rulership position. But no, Yahweh Bashim Shai is about to judge the 2/3 and these heathens. He is about to show them that recompense, which is going to be destruction. But that's pretty much the point. I pray that this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who are learning this truth from rule well. Peace and salutations to the 144,000, the rest of the elect. To you I say shalom.